Hello, it's day 93, and I want to talk about jumping the gun. It's weird how everything in your life comes down to your basic health building blocks. Like, everything in your life comes down to how much you eat and what kind of food you eat, how much water you drink, how much sleep you get, how much exercise you get. Your entire life is based off of that. Those things form like a web that reach out and touch every aspect of your life. And in the interest of getting serious about goal number 3, the goal of feeding myself from my garden, today I sat down and I ran some numbers, and I came across some interesting numbers. I mean, by now you realize that you're just watching my diary, right? Buddy. Like, nobody in my life knows that I make these videos. My coworkers, my boss, my family, nobody knows. So you're basically just looking into my own crazy thought process. And here's what happened today. To make a long story short, I sat down and I was trying to plot out what would I have to do to be able to feed myself and my whole family from my 3 acres of land. What would I have to plant? How much? How successful would I have to be? What would it take to feed everybody and not have to go to the store for anything but soap and coffee? You know? And in the process of running those numbers, I realized that I'm going to need a lot more time if I'm going to be farming intensively like that. And naturally, the next step was how many hours would I really need at my job to be funding my life? And essentially, I discovered that I could quit my job right now. I could quit my job right now and not have to work a 9 to 5 anymore if I wanted to. It wouldn't be a glamorous life, but if I were to really tighten my belt, haha, diet pun, but if I were really to like cut back and cut expenses down to just the bare minimum, I could live the rest of my life just as a subsistence farmer. What a weird realization. Like, in theory, if I wanted to, tomorrow I could put in my 2 weeks notice and retire. I could just do that. So that's why today is called jumping the gun, because that is not a good idea. Like, it might seem like a good idea, but it was so strange. I was sitting there, scribbling in my notebook, like, tip-tapping in the calculator, like, what would I need to do? And then it just sort of, like, fell together. It's like in those movies where, like, the scientist turns around and suddenly, like, the rat has knocked over the test tube and, like, suddenly, like, oh, the great realization comes to him. That's what it was like. It just dawned on me. And I like looked up and I looked around my crappy little workspace at my crappy little office. And I was like, I'm invincible. I can do and say and teach whatever I want, because what are they gonna do? Fire me? But it would be stupid to just quit my job like ripping off a Band-Aid, right? That would be a stupid thing to do, even though it's tempting. Oh, you know how every fantasy runs through your head, like stomping into your boss's office like, I quit. But no, we're not going to do that. I think what we're going to do is slowly start adjusting the dials. Like right now, I am way into the teacher thing, and I am very small into the farmer thing. We got to start like bringing those things into equilibrium. Because, if I could get to the point where I'm not just feeding my family with my acreage, but like maybe even some of my neighbors, but it reawakened like an old desire in me. And that desire is, like, wouldn't it be great if I could start providing enough food at like reasonable prices to where I could start feeding like more people? Like, isn't that the ultimate goal of environmentalism, to be able to provide for yourself? Isn't that the ultimate goal of like conscious healthy eating, is to get to the point where you're not over consuming? And it goes against everything I've ever been taught. I've been taught, keep going, get a raise, work harder, consume more hours. More hours means more money means bigger house means better life. But it doesn't. Man, it does not. I don't even know what I'm gonna do. Like, I feel like I can no longer commit myself to my teaching job knowing what I now know. I don't think they actually want people to sit down and actually hash out their their like life like that. I think I did a very bad thing today. I think I opened Pandora's box, and I think I'm kind of in danger of making a really dumb, rash decision. So before I get too far into it, oh, water sounds. Somebody's taking a shower upstairs. Ignore them. Who is it? Who's upstairs? But yes, I'm going to start experimenting a little bit with the farm. And, you know, I might start taking some of my sick days. I might start taking vacation. You know, I might start doing some of these things that I've always been afraid to do because, oh my God, what if they fire me? What if they fire me? What if they fire me? What if they fire me, you guys? Oh, I'm the queen of the world. I'm the queen of the world who's going to be living in a tent on 3 acres. So, with that being said, you know, you guys, I would really suggest Diet Buddy if you're like one of those people who's afraid of your own finances, even if they seem bad right now. You know, you probably need to dive in there and look at them. That's my advice for today. You know, health is more than just your body. Health is also stability. Health is like mental well-being. So if money is something that is bothering you, you know, you should start by looking at what you have and then thinking about where you really want to be. Financial advice from the teacher. Ha 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 ha. Okay. Good night. I will see you tomorrow.